A new poll finds more than 6 in 10 Americans believe President Joe Biden does not have the mental sharpness nor the physical health to serve effectively as president. According to a study released yesterday by ABC News and The Washington Post, only 32% of Americans say President Biden has the mental sharpness to be effective in the White House. What's more, his approval rating is now at an all-time low at just 36%, down 6 points from February. And we go now to Julie Gunlock, director of the Center for Progress and Innovation at the Independent Women's Forum. Julie, great to see you again. A lot to get to, but first, let's unpack this poll. In addition to those numbers I just mentioned, he also gets low marks among voters 30 and younger. Just 26% say they approve of his job performance. So what do you think this all signals?
Well, it is a devastating poll. It is certainly the type of poll that should send any current administration or campaign into a panic. I'm not sure that's how they're really handling it. The bottom line is the Democrats don't have a deep bench. They don't have a lot of people that they could turn to. And Biden has already announced, first to Al Roker, and then officially with that very dark video where he, showed all this doom and gloom and said, do you want it to go back to those days? As if Americans aren't already suffering. And I think this poll shows that. The most devastating part is Democrats. Democrats do not want him as the nominee. And yet, Democrats are now really stuck. Now, it was really interesting. A former advisor to President Biden, Simone Sanders, this weekend on the weekend news shows said the DNC will not entertain any other candidates. They will not host debates. And she said there will be no debate. But it was interesting. Donna Brazil, another veteran Democratic campaign manager, she said she lost sleep over this. She's really worried. She said the Democrats have to wake up and they have to deliver a message to Americans that say things will change. Democrats don't have that message, and it doesn't look like they're going to have that message under Biden. I really think the Democrats are stuck, and I think these polls really send a clear message to the Biden administration, to Biden himself. You got to step aside.
Yeah. On another note, as we heard from Eric, Title 42, as you know, is set to expire this Thursday. There are a lot of concerns, including the expected huge surge of migrants. In fact, the Biden administration is sending 1,500 troops to the border in anticipation. Julie, your thoughts and what concerns you?
What concerns me is that the Biden administration is not calling this what it is. It's a human rights crisis. What's even more disturbing is that those troops, those 1,500 troops that are going down to the border, are not going down there to get control of the border, to reestablish a border. There's not even a border at this point. They're going down there to process these people, to process them into the country, to do paperwork, essentially. That is so devastating to the people who live on the southern border, those towns and communities and ranches that are on the southern border. They are being left to deal with this. And as your segment earlier said, they simply do not have the services to handle this influx, thousands of people. What's also so sad is we know now, we have the reports that the Biden administration has lost track of thousands of children that have come over to the United States unaccompanied. What in the world? Why in the world are we letting thousands more in when we can't even track the ones who have been left in? And again, many of those were children who now are in the United States. We don't know where they are, and we're going to get thousands more because of the dropping of 42.
Julie, we have probably about a minute or so left, but I quickly want to get to this. A Catholic church in New York City raised a lot of eyebrows recently for its new art exhibit. The display at the Church of St. Paul the Apostle is titled "God is a Trans, a Queer Spiritual Journey." This parish is considered ultra-liberal and even has an LGBTQ plus ministry called Out at St. Paul. That said, even some parishioners feel this art display is really a bridge too far. Your thoughts on this and what's going on here?
Yeah, a bridge too far is a really nice way of saying it. It is demonic. You are your gender is determined at birth. This is really a sickening display, and it's horrible to see it in a Catholic church. I really hope the New York Diocese speaks up on this. This is very important. This is a terrible trend and cult that is happening in the United States, and we have to have strong leadership pushing back against this.
We're going to leave it right there. Julie, always great to get your insights. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.